To Soweto now, where a funeral service has been held for two young boys who were brutally murdered last week. 5-year-old Nqobizitha Zulu and 6-year-old cousin Tshiamo Rabanye were mutilated. Meanwhile, two suspects arrested for the killings are expected to appear in court today. Let's take you live to our reporter Manqoba Mchunu, who is on this story. Manqoba, I know a little earlier on you were also at the funeral, but I can see that you've moved very quickly to court to find out if there's been any update. Have these two appeared?
Certainly, Masiho, the two suspects appearing just shortly here at the Protea Magistrates Court, and this is the grandmother of one of the children, Tshiamo Rabanye, who appeared here in court, 50-year-old Nqobizitha Zulu, who has been charged with murder. She appeared alongside her partner, the 9-year-old Nqobizitha Zulu, who's also been charged with murder. Of course, this follows the arrest over a couple of days ago, Masiho, where the police had pounced in on them and ultimately arresting them due to some of the evidence that they had collected. And from what we heard in court, the state also indicated that they had found some body parts buried as far as this case is concerned. So there seems to be evidence that the state believes is prima facie evidence linking these two individuals to this case. The appearance was very short here in court, indicating, of course, that she would want to get a private lawyer to represent her, while her boyfriend, Nqobizitha Zulu, had indicated that he's going to make use of legal aid. They were asked whether they have previous convictions or not, and that is when Nqobizitha Zulu then answered that she had a previous case that dates back to when she was 19 years old, a case of assault. They were also asked as far as whether they have any convictions or whether they are serving any time or for any related incidents to which they both denied. But they did indicate to the court, Masiho, that they do intend to apply for bail, and the hearing was then postponed to the 5th of May for that bail application to be heard. Of course, it follows the funeral of the two boys earlier on, where we saw community members gathering and condemning what had happened, saying that they were still in disbelief at the mere fact that one of the grandmothers of these children is accused of such a heinous crime. And I've got one of the neighbors here who was here in court. Of course, many of the community members have been quite upset, Maseko. They've been following closely what's happening here. Portia Modisaputi, thank you very much for your time. Tell me, Siswami, as a neighbor, of course, you are here to hear for yourself. How did you feel when you saw Nqobizitha Zulu going into court nomthunzi?
Yo ukubona kwami uNqobile angena ecourt nomthunzi bengathi angazi ngayenzani, bengathi ngacela umagistrate njengoba ngibonile ukuthi umagistrate umama amkhiphele ngaphandle ukuthi like imthatheni imphakathi niboneni ukuthi niyenzani ngaye, because lento ayenzile ukukhohlakala engeke siphinde sikhohlwe emphakathini.
Well, Portia saying that, when she saw Nqobizitha Zulu appearing, she felt like, they could ask the magistrate to release her to the community so that she can answer to the community, and the community can deal with her, because they still don't believe, what she's accused of and what she really did. It's still surreal to them as a community. Siswami, njengomphakathi ke yini endindele ukuyibona la enkantolo?
Thina esilindele ukuyibona la enkantolo njengomphakathi siyacela kuloku kakhulu ngokuyithoba, especially ku government yethu. Siyacela ukuthi ijustice aseve ngendlela esizoba sethisi ngayo, although abantwana bangeke baphinde bavuke. Ugogo lona mela itholi life sentence, asifuni kwa bail, asifuni kwa ini ngoba sekephunyukile ezandleni zethu, but ngokuya ngathi besimfuna ezandleni zethu. Ngoba futhi into esiwarisha kakhulu ukuthi laba abanye abantwana ekudala bashona lapha ejaridini babulawa ipoison, uthi ugogo akanasandla kuloko na. Siyafuna nalapho ukuthi umthetho ungenelele ngoba kade siduduza lo mama lo, sikhala nalo mama kanti uyodla abantwana.
Okay. Well, Portia saying that, they want to see, justice taking its course. They don't want her to be released on bail. In fact, they want her to receive a life sentence for the crimes that she's committed, but also saying that she wants, they want the police and the government to do their jobs, and they actually want them to also look into the other deaths that have happened at that particular homestead, the children that have died of this suspect, and look at the circumstances and investigate further if or not, these could have been related to this particular crime. But Swami, wena benimazi kahle lo mama lo, kade ungitshela ukuthi ngaphambilini benihamba naye beninaye ngesikhathi abantwana betholakala.
Yeah, bekekhona emphakathini, and into eyashokha umphakathi from the start ukhona umphakathi bomsola vele ngale senzo ebantwaneni, because ibehavior yakhe ayifani njengomama. I don't think ukuthi umama ozele uacta ngale yandlela leya, yena uyayazi into ayenzile. So ukufa kwabantwana uyakwazi, that's why angafunanga nokuyobona umzukulu wakhe identify ukuthi uye lo ngempela, ngoba uyasazi isilunga senze ebantwaneni ukuthi angeke sikwazi nokubabheka kwasathina.
Okay, well, Portia saying that, she knew this woman, and in fact, she was quite shocked at her behavior. They had suspicions as a community that she could, be involved in this due to the previous incident that have happened. And she says that, the actions of this lady on the scene, the fact that she didn't want to go and see her grandson, that was indicative of the fact that she knew what had gone on, and that perhaps she was involved in all of this. But as you can hear, Masiko, these are just some of the community members that were here in court. There were also political parties that are here. We understand that the two boys are currently being laid to rest at Olifants Flay Cemetery. And of course, there's still a lot of questions from not only community members, but also families that are just still trying to make sense of it all and how one of their own could be accused of such a heinous crime.
All right, Manqoba Mchunu live for us in Protea in Soweto. Thank you. Let's leave it there for now.